To news at 6, one Eastern Kentucky school district is still keeping students at home. We'll explain why. And Governor Andy Beshear has been making some national media appearances this week, but what do they mean for his future? We asked him directly.
And get ready for a wet weekend ahead. Details in the First Alert forecast coming up.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
While many school districts are back to regular schedules after the winter weather hit the region, one county is still relying on remote learning as the hits keep coming. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has the latest from Letcher County.
Worst place in the world is being in a school without kids.
For Letcher County educators, classrooms have been empty for most of the year, with students attending approximately 10 total days during the month of January, before sickness and winter weather forced the district into snow days and non-traditional instruction days.
Tuesday, I thought for sure that we would be back in school, and even on Wednesday, one of my custodians couldn't come into work, and she sent a picture of her holler, and it was nothing but snow and ice still.
Once the snow melted and the ice thawed, issues with busted water lines in the Whitesburg area cut the students off once again.
The water compounded the situation. I think they found the leak in Whitesburg. It's apparently a massive leak. It drained all the water out of the tanks in Whitesburg.
Fleming Neon Middle School principal David Robinson says students have been out for 3 consecutive weeks, and the district has quickly exhausted its snow and NTI day options while still working to feed students throughout the county.
We probably won't get any kind of spring break, or maybe just one day off. Usually when we miss a lot of days during the course of a year, that's the one thing that they do is they shrink spring break.
Officials with the city of Whitesburg say the major water leak was pinpointed and repaired. Now the water treatment facility is letting the water build back up in the tanks. And district officials say Letcher County schools will remain closed Friday to make sure the system has time to refill.
Very unfortunate, but nobody's fault. We just have to work through it and come up with a game plan of how we're going to catch the kids up when they get back in school.
In Letcher County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The district shared a statement this afternoon saying, quote, "We want to make sure everything is fully restored before welcoming everyone back, anticipating a return to normal schedule Monday." Well, the water is now back on for many in Perry County, but some experienced an outage for a week or more. Officials say this is nothing new, and they are working on solutions, but they will not happen overnight. Madison.
Cold winter weather presents a challenge for water plants in the Appalachian Mountains. Like many residents in North and Central Perry County, Sheriff Joe Ingalls says he was without water at his home for 10 days. He turned to a local freshwater spring and his backyard pool for his water needs.
Well, everybody in Perry County has a backup mindset of, hey, what am I going to do when we know we're going to experience long outages? It's every winter.
Mayor Happy Mobilini says this system in Hazard pumps water to all of Perry County, and when the lines break because of the cold weather, it's harder to pump it out to county lines and up the mountains.
And that's what's happened with a lot of these places. And then, we'll have a leak, and then they'll have to valve it off from tank to tank to tank to find out what happens.
Mobilini says a city employee is dedicated to providing updates online and on social media regarding water outage cause and restoration. However, Ingalls says he heard complaints from constituents over the city's communication style and consistency. He used his voice to speak up for his neighbors.
What people can't deal with is nothing, no communication, leaving people in the dark, and the responses that they do give a lot of times are vague.
The mayor says that over the last 5 years, the city has replaced several water lines. They've also started construction in Buckhorn for a new water plant. But he says it's not a problem that will be fixed overnight or before next winter.
I've been the mayor 7 years. We've had problems every year for 7 years. So until we get all this stuff fixed, possibility of it happening again is probably pretty good.
In Perry County, Madison Porter, WKYT.
The mayor says Breathitt County stepped in to help restore water in Buckhorn earlier this afternoon. While the Perry County School District went back to in-person learning earlier this week, Buckhorn students had to stay home due to the water outage, but school will be in session there tomorrow. Well, at least the schools should not have to worry about wintry weather again anytime soon. Could be a wet weekend, though. Meteorologist Eric Dean has our first look at the forecast.
For at least the next 10 days, we don't have snow in the forecast, but as Steve alluded to, we are going to see that shower chance pick up. Right now, temperatures in the low to mid 40s. Few places seeing temperatures in the 30s, from Stanton to Moorhead over towards Louisa, as well as Logan. First Alert Live pinpoint Doppler radar quiet across the majority of the area. It looks like we're seeing some shower activity across the extreme south and west portion of the WIMT viewing area. A lot of this is not hitting the ground, though. We are seeing mainly cloudy skies, though. This is what we're going to keep an eye on right here, this low pressure system. Now, this low pressure system is going to push its way up and over as we go into your Saturday going into Sunday. We'll start your Saturday off with cloudy skies, and then the rain chances will pick up Saturday night. It's 41 degrees outside. Our dew point's at 19. Humidity is at 42%. River level sitting at 5.2 feet. If you have plans over the next several hours, clear skies, temperatures in the mid 30s by 9 o'clock. Now, all eyes are on this weekend. We'll time everything out with Future View coming up in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. In Clay County, a homicide investigation is underway after a man's body was found inside his home. The coroner's office was called out to the Goose Rock area Tuesday. That's where they found the body of 60-year-old Alonzo Jackson. We're told Jackson was last seen Sunday, which is what caused neighbors to make welfare calls. Officials say Jackson's body was taken to the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort for an autopsy. New developments in a deadly crash that happened in Laurel County last month. Stephen Jones was returned from Xenia, Ohio to the Laurel County Detention Center today. The crash happened on I-75 near mile marker 46 when a Nissan Altima collided with Jones's tractor trailer. The driver of the car, William Darnell, died as a result. Jones is charged with vehicular homicide while under the influence of drugs. Police in Wise County, Virginia are asking for help finding a missing man. Take a look at your screen. This is a picture of 56-year-old Ricky Wayne Allen. Deputies say he was last heard from in the Pound community last night. They say he could be in a black 2015 Jeep Patriot. Allen's described as being 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing about 290 pounds. If you have any information, contact the Wise County Sheriff's Office at 276-328-3756. A Perry County woman was charged with DUI and wanton endangerment after police say she was involved in a crash. The two-vehicle crash happened last week on Highway 80 in Hazard. Police say when they got to the scene, they checked on Jessica Combs. Officers say they noticed she was slurring her speech and her eyes were bloodshot. A witness told police Combs had allegedly drove into oncoming traffic. The person in the other vehicle was eventually taken to UK hospital after reportedly suffering multiple brain bleeds. In Rockcastle County, an overnight rock slide shut down a stretch of road near the Madison County line. North Wilderness Road shut down around 2 this morning after rock and debris covered both lanes. Fire crews, law enforcement, and the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet responded to clear the roadway. Drivers were detoured through Flat Gap Road and South Dogwood Road during that work. Crews were able to get the road back open just before 3:30 this morning. Some leaders at local police departments and prosecutors are joining together to urge Kentucky lawmakers to pass a bill to outlaw what are called Glock switches. When installed, it transforms a standard semi-automatic handgun into a fully automatic machine gun capable of firing up to 1,200 rounds per minute. Supporters of the bill point out 23 U.S. states have already banned the use of these switches.
We are not making anything illegal that is currently legal. It is already illegal to have this. What we're doing by making it a state law is we're enabling local law enforcement and local prosecutors to go after this and to get these things off our street. They are very, very deadly.
A bill was introduced by Representative Jason Nemes. It is still being considered in the House Judiciary Committee. A new bill is helping pushing through the Kentucky legislature right now would give candidates running for state office better access to security. House Bill 136 would let political candidates and office holders use campaign funds to pay for security for themselves or their loved ones. These are funds that are donated directly to their campaign, not taxpayer dollars. A similar bill was introduced last year, but it failed to make it out of committee. Today, the House Committee on Elections took out a $15,000 cap from the bill, allowing state candidates the ability to fund their own security details, no matter the cost.
Well, I think we've been talking about already, politics are not quite as tame and as cordial as they've been in the past. And even last June, the nation learned of a tragic act of political violence against two Minnesota state legislators and one spouse who were fatally critically shot at their home by a person impersonating a police officer. And House Bill 136 is really necessary to modernize the campaign finance laws that allow that protection of candidates and their loved ones.
House Bill 136 passed unanimously. It now heads to the full House.
All right, weather headlines for tonight. We'll see a quiet and cool Friday. Valentine's Day weekend, those shower chances will pick up. They're going to warm back up as we go into next week. Details in the First Alert forecast coming up.